Okay, now we are going to remove the wing. This is a 2mm hex bolt here. And when you remove these bolts, there is also a retainer kind of washer that comes with them. Don't lose those. Okay, same thing here. We'll take off these side pieces here. Same thing, 2mm. Let's come on to the other side here. Do the same thing. Okay. Now, once you've taken all that hardware off, now you are ready to install the wheelie bar, and that part actually is pretty easy. So now all we have to do is put this in here. Now you can install it two different ways technically. If you wanted to, you could put it with the wheelie bar up, or you could put it with the Arrma logo facing up. Most people would say, and I think logic would dictate, that it should be that way because that's level and keeps it nice and straight. But if you for some reason want to run it in this direction, it is possible. It looks a little bit weird from the top just because the way it shows the webbing, it looks upside down in my opinion, but you could run it either way. It really doesn't actually change too much. So I'm just going to install it this way here. So you just punch those close. Okay, so like I said, just assemble these in reverse with the 2mm hex. And don't forget to include that plastic sort of one-piece washer that acts as a bevel for both screws. And again, facing backward direction is the way that it came from the factory. Now again, I'm tightening this by hand here. You can tighten this or leave it as loose as you'd like. I understand the purpose of leaving it looser than tighter to give it some more give, but you don't want it so loose that it does obviously come undone. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you like this type of video. Just starting this channel up. I've been doing RCs for about 30 years or so, and you know, I have a lot of information I want to share, and I hope that people can use this information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to see any videos, let me know, especially involving the Kraton here. I have other vehicles from Arrma, including the Granite 3S and 2S, brushless and brushed systems. I have some crawlers from Axial. I have the Gravedigger, the two Gravediggers from Axial, the SMT10s as well. So let me know if there's anything else that you'd like to see with any of those vehicles. I'll be trying to make a video every day here if I can. But be sure, like I said, like and subscribe, and if you can, share the videos with your friends, at least here at first, trying to get this channel off the ground, and I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so like I said, we'll just put these screws back in reverse, and then we are pretty much done with the backside. What I wanted to do is what I told you I would do. Once we got this wheelie bar on here, we will see what the bumper would look like if I use the front bumper in the rear, like some people say they do with this RPM bumper for the Kraton 6S from Arrma. So I just want to see real quick, you know, what that would look like if I did that, because I'm considering it. I'm glad that this will give a lot of protection to the wing, and I'm hoping that I can also get some protection for that differential. On my Granite, the wheelie bar actually gives the differential a little bit more protection, I think, than this does, but this will give the wing a lot of protection when it's jumping. I wanted to show you kind of, again, like I said, what it would look like just if this bumper assembly was attached here in the back. So I'll hold it from over here to give you an idea exactly what that would look like if it were attached. Now obviously I do have that skid plate on there, so it would sit a little bit lower than that. Not sure how well that shows up. It does look kind of weird but with the wheelie bar, it looks like a lot's kind of going on back there. But a lot of protection. I mean, you have the wing, then you have the wheelie bar, and then you'd have that bumper. Without the bumper, it looks a lot more aggressive, a lot more clearance. You know, I would think you might even have some issues with jumps if we had this here. But it does protect the arms and the shocks on that side, so that would be kind of nice. So, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do it for now. I'm kind of liking the skid plate that's on there to give some additional protection. We'll take a look at that in a second once we flip that over a little better. But for now, I'm really liking this wheelie bar. I think it'll give a lot of protection to that wing and also be able to do wheelies because it definitely has the power to do it. So now we'll do the RPM front bumper on the Kraton 6S here. Okay, so what we need to do now is take out these 4 hex screws, and those are 2.5 millimeter hexes. So we'll take those out now. Okay, so the next step here is now this just goes right over this stock bumper. So you don't even need to take this bumper off because it's holding these pins together here. These bevels will go right into these 4 bevels here that we have on top. So you can see there. So this will just go here, and remember we have the longer screws from RPM. Go ahead and put those in here. I actually kind of like it. It gives it a little more of an aggressive kind of look here on the front end. Definitely a lot more protection. I'm not sure why they wouldn't put a realistic bumper like this together. I know that when you're doing moderate bashing, you don't really hit the front end here very much on the bulkhead. You will end up kind of hitting the arms here and the wheel a lot. Will protect this front end, but by having this stick out a little bit, it kind of gives you a triangle of protection between the tires and the arms, because being an 8th scale, there will be a little bit more fragility in these arms than in a 10th scale arm on average. Now they've made these pretty durable, pretty strong, but I've just found that the bigger trucks tend to not do well when they're cartwheeling as much as the smaller and lighter trucks, and that goes all the way down to the 16th scale trucks and smaller and lighter. Those seem to almost be indestructible if they're somewhat durably constructed, and they can take a beating. The bigger, heavier stuff, you really have to be careful how you land, or you have to upgrade the parts to make it be able to withstand that impact, because you got to remember this is 15 or 16 pounds or whatever it is, and X-Max is upwards of 25 pounds depending on how you outfit it, and so that's a lot of weight landing one way or another, and if you're not careful, you can really do a lot of damage. So you need to be careful with that. And also be mindful that this big heavy thing is going down the road, and if it goes the wrong way or you lose connection, you can injure yourself or a lot of other people. And to be honest, having just this little bit of flexibility and additional bumper in the front is kind of nice. So that's it. That's the extent of the installation here on the Kraton 6S version 5. So this is what the bumper looks like installed on the front here. It does fit well, just like it does on the V4. So this same bumper for the front and roller in the back, as well as the skid plate on the bottom here, are all the same exact parts, and they still fit obviously on the new V5 just like they do on the other. So now a little bit more protection. Hopefully that chassis holds up to landing flat with those 2 elevated areas, and then the wing also being protected here. Like I said, folks, if you appreciate this, give me a like. Let me know down in the comments what else you'd like to see with this truck or any others. Some of the tools I like, I'll probably be doing some videos on here shortly. I really like MIP tools. They're really awesome. Also a big fan of DeWalt in general. They're affordable and they have great products. The tips here that I got on Amazon, as well as some of these other tools that I also purchased online. This I highly recommend. I believe it was $80 or so. I got this at Home Depot actually. all these tools here, you know, around $30 or $40. It's a great investment if you're just starting out in RC. It's important to get good tools. It's one of the most important things you can do. So I might make some videos on these in the future. Let me know what else you'd like to see as well. Like I said, I have a bunch of other trucks I'd like to go over. You know, the 3S, Granite, BLX. I have 2 of those, 2 axial SMT10s, 2 of the brushed Mega 550 version 3 Arrma Granites as well, 2 crawlers, the axial SCX 10-2 and the SCX 10-3 Jeep. Some smaller versions as well. These are some 28 scale 2-wheel drive cars that are brushed, and these are from Team Associated, and also have some of the axial SCX 24 trucks. I have 5 of those trucks as well as some Red Cat Racing 10 scale trucks, some off-brand trucks as well that have worked pretty good, and just some older, smaller trucks that my son kind of learned with when he was young. And he's started when he was about 2, and he's about 4 years old now, and absolutely loves it. So, like I said, if you have any questions about any of these trucks or anything at all, let me know in the comments below.